John, please come to the front. Right. Everyone, please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening to everyone. Today too, before we start, I would like to do the same wish. May this session also help you to develop at least a little peace, little inner happiness inside, right? And at the same time, so I would like to thank for all the meditators who were with me so during this difficult time. So some of you came for the funeral service and then dana ceremony, and some of you couldn't come, but still, so you declared your condolences. So I would some there are certain meditators I have so I think they joined online, but I didn't meet them. But somehow they have found the email and they have sent me emails. So thank you so much everyone for the materials that I know, and so unfortunately the materials that I know by that I don't know by face, but I know with the dharma, right? So thank you for everything. So you all have my gratitude. And then now, as usual, today we are going to start the session. The old students, they have begun to practice the third step of breathing meditation. So you have started focusing on the small triangle area below the nostrils and above the upper lip, right? So when we focus on this area, so please keep in mind, understand the objective. The objective is to sharpen your mind. That's number one. So it is going to develop, it is going to help you when you practice this technique. It is going to help you to deepen your patience, and then at the same time sensitivity. And so when you keep your posture without changing, it helps you to develop deeper determination, right? So whenever the body changes, the focus also changes. Therefore, the old students who joined since January, so all students who are practicing for since several years, so they are kindly requested to keep the body without moving. Then it develops so many other deeper qualities. It is going to deepen the qualities that you need in practicing vipassana meditation, right? And then at the same time, so when you practice vipassana, it is not so we can feel and understand with the general consideration. You can feel and recognize the gross sensations. The gross sensations means so hardness. You can feel and recognize, or softness, or pulsing sensation, or itching sensation, or pain. Such kind of sensations, you can recognize them well, right? But there are other sensations that you don't see, that you haven't experienced. That you haven't noticed on your body. You won't be able to observe those sensations if you if your concentration, if your patience, if the calmness of your mind and the patience, and sensitivity, if these qualities haven't developed, then you won't be able to see those sensations. They don't have any name. They're very soft, but still they are there. So whenever you see, whenever you gain the ability to experience, witness those sensations, then so your understanding about things, that also deepens, and at the same time you start to understand about you, right, in a deeper way, right? So you realize, so the the picture that I see from the outside, so that's different, and the picture that I haven't seen about myself, it's far deeper than that, right? So then you are going to understand those things too. Therefore, so please practice like that. So even at your home, please practice this third step of breathing meditation and try to deepen these qualities. So try to develop deeper these qualities, right? They are very essential for your vipassana meditation practice, insight meditation, right? And new students, they are kindly requested to practice the same first step of breathing meditation. So you are kindly requested to observe the breath which is coming in and which is going out. When the breath is coming in, please be fully aware. So when the breath is going out, please be fully aware. Is that cool? Yeah. So please be fully aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is cross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on observing it as it is, right? So, and don't go with the breath all the way in. Stop your observation at the end of your nostril, right? And so, very patiently and very calmly, please keep on observing the breath and try to maintain the focus as long as possible, right? So, whenever you could, you could maintain your attention on your breath for a particular period of time, then try to prolong it, right? Always keep on working hard. So with this meditation practice, right? First step of breathing meditation. And so please practice them. And at the same time, so we have to add two mindfulness habits to your life. So as meditators, please start please start adding these mindfulness habits. So so adapt these two mindfulness habits into your day-to-day life. So every morning when you wake up, so please wake up with an intention, right? First with awareness, at the same time with an intention, and be grateful for the day, right? And at the same time, so intentionally, please wake up, right? And then be grateful for the day and try to live the day. So so doing meaningful thing, determine that I will live this day doing meaningful things, not wasting time, and at the same time uh, so producing benefits for yourself and the others, right? And that's when you wake up. So when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, please think so what you did right during the day, and for that please appreciate yourself, and think where you did wrong, and then determine, I'm not going to do those wrong things again, right? Thinking so take a few minutes and review the day, assess the day, and then please go to sleep, right? So please add these two mindfulness habits into your day-to-day life, right? That is especially for advanced meditators, but new meditators also can adapt. That's fine. So, right then, please practice like that. Last week, I taught you about the 5 duties of a student towards the teacher. And this week, I promise to briefly, so present you briefly the 5 duties of a teacher towards student, towards the student. So in your day-to-day life too, so you have to be teachers. If you are a parent, you have to be a teacher to your sons and daughters. And then sometimes you have to be a teacher for your co-workers too. And sometimes you have to be a teacher for the people, even for strangers sometimes. So at that, as such, and sometimes if you're, so then this is not only limited to the teachers who do it as a profession in schools. So these qualities are so applicable for the other people too, who are engaging in other professions. So please write them down and please be quick. Number 1 is, so Buddha told this to a young man called Singala, right? Young man called Singala. So Buddha taught, first duty of a teacher towards the student is, so training the student well. That's number 1. So training the student well. So a teacher must provide proper education and guidance to help students gain knowledge and wisdom. That's number 1. And number 2 is ensure the student learns well. Not only you teach the student well, train the student well, you have to ensure, it is a duty of the teacher to ensure that, to check, so make sure that the student got what you taught, right? So the teacher has to ensure that student understands the teachings and develop good skills. That's number 2. Then number 3 is teach everything so you know. The teacher has to teach everything that you know. But so you have to do it wisely. There are certain students, so there are certain students who cannot grasp things fast. Then you have to be tactical, right? You have to teach them with small steps, right? And at the same time, so if there is something harmful for the student, if that student learns about that, if you think that it's harmful for that person or not appropriate for that person, then you have the right to avoid, right? So, but for the good students, so that you have trust, you have to teach everything that you know, right? And a good teacher should not withhold knowledge, right? But share their full understanding to benefit the student, right? Number 4, recommend and support the student. That's number 4. So, so whenever, so those, so you need, whenever you have to recommend the student, you should so generously recommend the student, right? And then at the same time, so you have to support the student too, right? If you cannot give, if you cannot teach the entire thing, right? If you don't know, if you partially know about something, or if you don't know about a particular thing that the student is curious about, at such times, you should provide those students the the good resources, maybe the knowledgeable people or books or materials that they can use and gain the knowledge, right? So recommend and support the student. So teachers should guide students towards opportunities for further learning and advancement. That's what it means. And number 5, protect the student's well-being. That is also important. So protect the students' well-being. A teacher should care for the students' moral and personal development, ensuring they grow into responsible individuals. Right? Uh, not only you teach the factors which relate to the subject that you teach, you have to teach them to be responsible, right? To use all those teachings for the benefit of many, not for the harm of anybody, right? So, uh, so that's also a duty of a good teacher, right? Sometimes, if you don't make the student ethical and moral, then sometimes the students can use that very knowledge for the harm of others. For an example, so uh, so in Nazi Germany, so those who made the gas chambers, right? Those who made various kinds of gas, so deadly gas, so kinds of gas, right? So they were very well learned, right? Very well studied students in various German universities, right? And even I think I told you earlier too, during one session. I remember I told you about that professor who made time bombs, right? Who set bombs in trash cans, right? In Fresno area. I was not here at that time, but maybe those who were here, Mr. Kevin and Mr. Gordon, can you remember? There was a big case in Fresno. Yes, Mr. Elliott. All right. So there was a big case in Fresno in 2000s. So a, a, a professor who taught chemistry in Berkeley University. So a very good scholar. He set up bombs in trash cans, and because of that, so various workers got injured, right? And I think one individual also passed away because of that incident. And finally, they caught the individual by investigating through a wire that he used to create those bombs, invent those bombs. So they were pipe bombs, right? So yeah. So not only you teach the student, you have to make sure that that student use the knowledge for the benefit of oneself and the others. That's also very important. That's why it says a good teacher can make a life, but a bad teacher can break a life. So we have to be careful when we teach to anybody. So we should be a good teacher, and at the same time, we should make sure that the student uses it for the benefit of oneself and many. Right? Okay. So when you adapt this into your life, then you can have a good relationship with the people that you teach, right? And then it can create very good relationships, and it can create peace of mind. Peace of mind will help you to develop deeper concentration, right? When you practice meditation, and that concentration will help you to develop wisdom, and wisdom will help you to attain real peace, real happiness, nibbana. So everyone, please do like that. So now we are going to start today's meditation, silent meditation. Everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm and let your whole body to relax. from top to bottom and bottom to top. Now everyone, first I'm going to show my respect and gratitude towards Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and after that we'll start today's meditation session. Everyone, please concentrate. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arehang samma sambuddho viññācarana sampanno sungato no kamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sangdittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko bacatang veditammo vinyuhiti supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupanimangno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya padipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici panipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa puggalam Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Nakiniyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyaketang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a very patient, peaceful mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are practicing the first step of breathing meditation as a newcomer, please keep on practicing it. If you are an old student, please keep practicing the third step of breathing meditation. Whatever the meditation technique that you are practicing, that you are going to practice, may your practice become very successful. Please work diligently for your own benefit first, and then for the benefit of others. Everyone, please start your silent meditation right now. Now, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation right now. First, let's share our sincere loving kindness with ourselves, with you. Please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be really peaceful. Please spread loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think, may my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends, may they be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be really peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the neutral people. Neutral people. The people who don't fall into the category of friends, at the same time who don't fall into the category of enemies. The people in the middle. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be really peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the neutral people. Neutral people. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies, the people that you don't like. At the same time, the people, even though you don't know that they don't like you, who don't like you. At the same time, the people who are openly hurt you, who are told hurtful words, all those people. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. Your enemies. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, birds, reptiles, visible beings, invisible beings, towards all, without any discrimination. Please share your loving kindness with all those beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavattu Sampe Mangalang Rakantu Sampe Devatam Samme Buddhanubhavi Samme Dhammanubhavi Samme Sanghanubhavi Sada Sutti Mavang Tutti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Everyone, please calmly open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, if you want to go to the bathroom or drink water, you have 2 minutes. If you don't have the need, so don't leave your seat. If you want, so you can go and please be back in 2 minutes. Everyone, please say once again 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, hope your practice is going well. And after today's session, the month of March is also, we won't have any session in March anymore. And finally, so out of nowhere, you will see the month of December, right? So that's how the life is. So therefore, we have to cherish. So we have to make use of each and every moment that we have in our lives. We don't know what will happen in the next moment, right? So whenever you have time to practice, so develop in the spiritual practice, please invest. So we don't know what will happen. You know, about my father too, I had several plans. So this year he was to go to India to see the birthplace of the Buddha and the place where Buddha became enlightened, and then where Buddha gave the first teaching, and then after that where Buddha passed away. But so the unthinkable happened. So there are various such kind of incidents which remind us about the value of time. We don't have a lot of time. So whatever the time that you can invest, so don't think twice. So please use it, please invest it to develop spiritually. So try to develop during, if it is this time, so please, so during this period, please make use of each available time to develop concentration. When you are practicing, please reserve time for Vipassana meditation, right? And try to develop as far as possible. So at the end of this life, you are not going to take whatever the material possessions that you have. Not only material, immaterial possessions too. So fame, right, is a immaterial possession, such kind of thing. So all those things, so you will leave all those things behind. So there is an ancient stanza in Sanskrit. This is in Panchatantra, according to my memory. I learned it a long time ago. So artha gruheni vartante samasani mitra bandava shushkrutang dushkrutang chaiva gachantu manu gacchati. Artha gruheni vartante. All the money and property that we accumulate, when we leave this world, we will leave them behind. That is the first thing that you will leave, right? Sramasani mitra bandava. You will leave your relatives and friends when you go to the burial ground. Dushkrutang shushkrutang chaiva gachantu manu gacchati. Only the good energy that you accumulated and the bad energy that you accumulated will go with you. So that is the meaning of this stanza. So as much as possible, so during this life, we have to invest time in developing your spirituality, your positivity. That's what we should do. Then while you are living, you will have a good life. When you leave too, you will take with you, right? So please do like that. Work hard. We were talking about the 4 friends that help us to develop in meditation. So can you remember them? Nalini, can you remember the first friend? Chanda, very nice. What is the meaning? Willingness. Good job. All right, willingness. That's the first friend. And Chingu, what is the second friend? Yes. So Chitta, strong mind, right? Strong mind. Then today we are going to learn Rambhaya, the third one, third friend. Third friend is also important. So all students, can you remember Miss Jane, Mr. Tim, Mr. Kevin?
I read it from the slides.
All right. Effort. Virya. Effort. Effort is the third friend that will help us to develop in practice. Right? Willingness helps as a friend, and then it pushes us in this practice. And then strong mind, it also pushes us. And then so effort, it also pushes us, right? and encourages us in practicing. So the whole life runs to all the positive things that we do in life. They are influenced by these four. These four. So today we are going to learn about the third frame. Okay. So here in this part, the Buddha teaches us about three kinds of efforts the meditators should develop. So there are three kinds of efforts. The first effort is the effort to start, the courage to start. Buddha called it Arambhaka Dhatu, the effort to start. For anything, to do anything, we have to keep the first step forward. That first step that we put forward, that is called as Arambhaka Dhatu, the courage to begin. We put it with this effort, with this courage. Right? Anything, any big or small thing that people did in life, so they did those. They gained all those successes in those small or big deeds. So because of this, so first effort, right? So then not only the first effort, they have to continue with the other two also. But if they didn't have this one, they didn't have the last result. So we always have to have the courage to begin, right? So we have developed the courage to begin. Arambhaka Dhatu. Then second one is the courage to continue. Very nice. You remember. The courage to continue. Even though we have the courage to start something, that's not enough. Yes, we have to be happy that we have the courage to begin. But we also, after developing that courage, then we have to maintain the courage. It is called so that is a separate kind of courage. It is called as the courage to continue. Right? So nikkama dhatu. Right? Courage to proceed, courage to continue. Then third one is courage. So even though you have the courage to start, courage to continue, we can see certain people begin effort and they put effort for some time, but finally they become tired of it and finally they give up, right? So if we want to succeed in anything, we need to have these two courages as well as the last one. If not, we'll fall on the way. So third courage is the courage. So courage to complete, right? Courage to so the courage to continue until you reach the final goal, right? The courage to reach the final goal. That is the final one. Parakkama dhatu in Pali, those days language. So courage to start. So yeah, first one is courage to start. Then join, courage to continue. And final one, Mr. Elliot, courage to complete, right? So courage to complete whatever thing that you began. All those three things matter. Whoever succeeded in life, in anything that they did, they succeeded because they had all these three courages, right? So therefore, we must nourish, we must develop these three courages inside us, right? So in meditation, we can see that, right? There are certain students who begin, right? but they come for 1 or 2 sessions and then they drop off, right? And there are certain students who continue for sometimes several months, and then something happens, laziness overpowers them, and they drop off. So I am so even in United States, I have been teaching now for how many years? Maybe 12 years. I have seen it, right? So then the students who continue courageously, so they are the rarest. Even in the general life, those who continue the practice or the other things that they begin, so they are the rarest. That's why the successes are a small number, and those who give up and those who don't reach whatever they desire, so whatever the goals that they desire are less, are the majority, right? So that's because of these three courages. Those who continue, those who had these three courages, maintain, they reach their final goal sooner or later, right? Those who didn't have these three courages, they fell on the way, right? So let me teach you with the folk tale, right? I think all students know about this story, but I won't repeat it for the sake of new students. The story of three frogs. Can you remember, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Tim, Miss Fong, Miss Jane? Okay, very okay, okay. I no, no spoiling. So then, so one day, three frogs fell into a bucket of milk. Bucket of milk. So then, so those frogs, they started trying to get rid of this bucket of milk. The first frog thought, the first frog said, no use of trying hard, and nobody's come to save us, and so nothing will happen. So naturally, so what will so I should give up. So even before the others opened their mouth, without listening to their replies, the first frog gave up. So it sank all the way to the bottom, right? And then the second frog, then the other two frogs, they kept on trying for some time. And then, so the second frog, he said, after trying for some time, it was tired. It said, so I think nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to save us. And we are not going to save ourselves naturally too. So better to let go. At the time, the other frog said, no, don't say like that. Something is going to happen. Somebody will come and save us. Or something might happen naturally. Let's keep trying. Then hearing that, the second frog tried for some more time. But after that, that frog also gave up. And then it also sank to the bottom. But the third frog kept on trying. After trying so for some time, what happened was the whole milk got, yes, became curd, and then it got solidified. Then it could to keep its foot on the top of that solidified curd, I mean milk. Now it's yogurt, and then it jumped to the top of the bucket, and then its next jump was to the atmosphere. I mean, outside. It was free. It could save its life. So life is like that. So some people are just like the first row. They start, but after some time they think, oh, nothing is going to happen. How can I do it? I cannot do it. So they think like that. I don't have resources. I don't have people. No opportunity is going to so open for me, right? So I'm a failure, and they stop. The other people, they continue for some time, and sometimes they are narrowly close to succeed, but they stop, right? So they think that okay, I continued this for a long period of time, and nothing happened even up to this point. So no use of trying. Let's let this go, right? So I remember a cartoon picture that I saw on the internet. Uh, so a rabbit was digging the ground. So it was narrowly close to reach the carrot, but it stops. So at the very end, and it leaves, right? So sometimes certain people are just like that, right? They continue for some time and think, oh, nothing is going to happen. I'll go. I'll let it go. And third one is those frogs who try until the the milk becomes curd, yogurt, the other rarest, right? So, but we have to be like that. We have to develop all these three courages if you want to succeed. Then the we so because of five reasons, we will have lesser courage or we won't have enough courage. So we won't have courage, right? So there are five reasons according to Buddha. So number one is so having lower tendency to do positive things. That's number one. So according to Buddha's psychological analysis, first one is there are certain people who don't have enough tendency to do positive things. Such kind of people can easily lose effect, right? Then number two is, so that's number one. Number two is laziness. Certain people are lazy. They don't want to uh, so uh, so tire their body, right? They want things to come so with lesser effort, so, right? So if they get something doing anything without doing anything, they become happy, right? They are happy about it. So because of laziness too, certain people don't have effect, right? Then number three is low energy. Certain people have bodies, and those bodies don't have enough energy, right? So uh, so the the I mean connection of mind and body, the chemistry between mind and body is so lesser. So whenever, so I don't know whether you have faced I mean depressive situation, depression. At such times, so at such times you might have felt not to do anything, right? There are so many things to be done, but you don't have energy to do it. So I remember one lady who came to me, so uh, told me that so when there are such kind of difficult situations, I mean there are so many things to be done, so she cannot manage. What she does is she sleeps. So she cannot gather herself to do it. So like that, there are certain people. Certain people have this because of their mental pressures. I mean, anxiety, or sometimes because of depression. Or some people they have low energy by birth, right? So because of physical situation, right? So because of that too, certain people cannot develop effort, right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is sleepiness due to overeating. So certain people eat a lot, exceeding the limit. When you eat a lot, you cannot manage your body. The body has to spend a lot of energy on digesting the food. So the body wants to sleep. At such times too, you cannot go along with the effect because you are sleepy, right? You are very tired. Because of that too, people lose. So people are unable to develop effect, put effect, right? Then number 5 is shrinking mind. Because of shrinking mind too, people cannot put effect. Shrinking mind means developing negative thoughts. So whenever you go to do something, right, the mind shrinks. That person thinks, I'm not capable, right? I don't have resources, right? So I'm unlucky, like that. So sometimes they blame on the other people. Right? I cannot do this because this person is doing this or that, and so so if it is, fortunately we don't have it here, but in Asia, so if it is Asia, sometimes you accuse on your relatives saying they might have done some black magic to you. So fortunately we don't have it here, right? So yeah, somehow shrinking mind. So such kind of people, they either blame on the other people, and they think that they are incapable and they are a failure. So when they think like that, the mind shrinks, and at such times too, you cannot develop effect. So these are the 5 things. So there are 5 things that block your effort, ability to put effort. Number 1 is Ms. Shanti. Yes. So having lower tendency to do positive things. So number 2 is Mr. Kevin. Yes, laziness. Yeah. So number 3 is Mr. Tim.
Low energy.
Yes, very nice. Low energy. Certain people are born with low energy. So can't help. So they cannot. So it doesn't mean they don't put effort, but it takes time for them. Some of them. Yeah. So and to accomplish a task, even for a minor task, they need a lot of time, right? So then fourth one is Miss Fong, eating too much, and Miss Jane, fifth one. All right, Mr. Gordon, fifth one. Number 5. All right. Yes, shrinking mind. Very nice. Good job. So these are the 5 reasons that block you from putting effort, right? So that's the Buddhist psychological analysis. And it goes deeper in Abhidharma. There is a long description about this, but this is not the time to talk about all those things. Buddha talks deeply about this, how this happens and what kind of thoughts that arise in the mind. So it's a deep psychological analysis. I just gave you the topics. That's it. No more deeper description. So there is one so uh, one chapter in Abhidhamma. There is one book. Book means it's a series of books called Puggala Panyatti. Puggala means persons. Panyatti means nature, just like nature of beings. In that one, Buddha describes this deeply. Right. So right. Then Buddha also teaches about certain ways how to boost effort. Right. How to boost effort. So so for all these people, they can boost effort by doing these things. Number one is reflecting on the advantages of effort. Right? When you put effort, what are the advantages that you can achieve, that you can enjoy? When you think about them, so your courage develops, and then you get tempted to do things, and so you develop enough courage to begin and continue and accomplish things, right? Goals. So then number two is confidence in the Buddha. If it is a spiritual practice, so this is the meditation practice. So if we have confidence in the Buddha, we do it. If it is so in your general life, so you have to have the confidence in the teacher or the thing that in the plan that you are doing, that you are following, right? So then you can develop confidence. And then number three is not associating foolish people. That's also important. So there are certain foolish people, so they discourage you all the time. Oh, so so whenever they start something, they'll say, "Oh, no use of doing this. You can't do this. How can you do this? You don't have resources to do this." So so if not, they'll say, "Oh, enjoy the life. Why? What is the use of putting effort?" Then then when you associate the fool, so you fall down, right? Then you don't want to put effort. Then next one is associating wise friends, right? So there are wise people who always praise. So praise the importance of doing positive things. So if it is meditation, there are friends who encourage each other in doing positive in this in practicing meditation, right? So then because of those wise friends, you gain the ability to develop courage. Then because of that courage, you put effort, right? So uh, associating wise friends. Next one is associating courageous people. So there may be certain people who don't have much understanding about dharma, so such kind of things, but they are courageous in life. They have this nature of courage, so they are very courageous, right? So when you associate such kind of courageous people too, you gain the ability to develop courage because they set examples, right? So because of that, you also become courageous. So you get motivated. So the next one is so understanding the value of the technique, right? We are talking about the meditation. So when you understand the value of the meditation technique, right? That's what I do during the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I teach you I try to explain all of you what is meditation and what are the benefits of practicing this, right? So that you become courageous. to practice them. So all students, they already know and they are practicing. They also need courage. I don't say that they don't need courage. I mean, so especially for the new students, so since they need to um, develop interest, develop then understanding the benefits of meditation. So since they need to develop effort, I teach everyone during the first 2 weeks. I teach everyone the benefits of meditation. Right. So when you understand the value of the technique, so then you get motivated. So then it helps you to boost your courage, the level of your courage. This is not limited to meditation. Even when it comes to the other tasks, if you don't understand the value of doing it, you won't have enough courage to do it, right? So therefore, yeah, please apply this into your general life too, the activities that you do in your general life. So understand the value of the thing that you are going to do, right? Then it will help you to develop those three courages. Okay, right? These are the so factors that can motivate you to so develop so courage. These three courages. So what are the three courages? Courage to start, courage to continue, and courage to complete. And then we also got to know about the five ways, five things, so that can block. So block so effort, right? Block us from putting effort, and also we learn certain tactics that can help us to boost our courage. These things I am not teaching them for philosophical entertainment. So I teach them. I teach them for everyone to practically practice. So Buddha was a practical teacher. He always wanted you to practice. Right? It doesn't matter whether someone is a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic. Buddha wants all of you the best. What is the best thing for any being? The real peace and real happiness. Right? So everyone, so please apply these things in your meditation practice and life, and have good lives. So have good material lives, and develop spiritually using these teachings, right? Then make the effort your third try and keep on practicing very ardently. First for your own well-being, and then for the well-being of all the others, right? Okay. Now let's conclude. Now everyone, please think today too, all of us gathered here and practice this noble, non-sectarian pure meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all that positive energy, may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. Practicing this noble, non-sectarian, pure Dhamma path, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Everyone, please join your palms together and concentrate. I'm going to bless you. අභිවාදන සීලෙස නිච්ඡං වද්දා පචායිනෝ චතරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාෝග්‍ය සංපත්ති සග්ග සංපත්ති මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සංවත්ති ඉමිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night. Please take rest and see you again in the next week. Sukhi hotu. Right, good night, Mr. Nidu. All right, wait for a moment. Good night, Mr. Nidu. Good night. Good night, Mrs. Pragati.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Rahul. Good night. So, please call me during this week, okay?
Sure, will do.
Yes, yes. Mrs. Shaynaz and Mr. Adil, good night.
Good night, Bante.
Good night. Mr. Anil, Mrs. Divya and Parnika, good night.
Good night, Bante.
Good night. Oh, right. Mr. Anil, tomorrow we will begin the new classes of the Dhamma school.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can bring Parnika tomorrow.
Sure. At what time?
4:15.
4:15. Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Sukhi hotu. May all the good happen.
Okay, good night.
Sukhi hotu, Miss Divya.